Hello guys, in this video we are going to see the pin diagram of L293D. This L293D is basically IC which is used for driving or controlling a DC motors. Okay, so this L293D, as I said, that it is a DC motor driver, and it has total 16 pins on it. Out of these 16 pins, 4 pins will be input pins and 4 pins will be the output pins. Now what I will do, I will just show you the diagram of this particular L293D, and there are total 16 pins, how these 16 pins are to be connected to the microcontroller. Now why this particular this particular IC is required? See, microcontroller can't be directly connected with the motor, or rather the signals which are sent by the microcontrollers can't be read by the motor. So there should be something in between microcontroller and the motor. So that is nothing but this particular L293D DC motor driver. So which will be converting the signal of microcontroller into the required signal by the motor, and the vice versa. So this particular L293D first, rather it will be intermediate between the microcontroller 8051 and the DC motor, which is we are using of a 12 volt type. Okay, so I'll be having a 12 volt DC motor, and which I'll be controlling with the help of this particular microcontroller using L293D IC. Now, as I said, that this is a 12 volt motor. You can use any type of motor basically, and I'll be connecting only one motor over here. Though I'm having 4 inputs and 4 outputs, I'll be using only one input and one output out of it. Fine. So we will see the diagram now for this particular L293D. Okay, so this is the L293D DC motor driver, whereas there are total 16 pins, as you can see over here. The numbering is done from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 16. Here basically it is you are supposed to remember the one thing, that in this particular case, whenever you go to see the IC hardware, you can't have the numbers on the IC. So to identify the numbers, we should be have some identification, and that identification is like there will be one notch provided over here on the hardware or this IC. By considering this notch, you can say that the left of this particular notch will be starting with the number 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on up to 60. Now what I am going to do, as I said earlier, this L293D, you will have the microcontroller over here. Okay, this is microcontroller. Okay, 8051. Then I'll be having this L293D, and then I'll be having the DC motor. Then I'll be having the DC motor over here. Okay, so this particular DC motor will be connected to the microcontroller through the L293D. Fine. So this is how the schematic will be basically. Now we'll see the numbering or the pins what are there on the L293D. Initially I'll be having the first pin, which is EN1. Here I supposed to give plus 5 volt supply. Here I supposed to give plus 5 volt supply. Then pin number 2 will be the first input pin, and whatever input I am giving at pin number 2, I'll get the output at pin number 3. So the input given at point 2 or at the pin 2, I'll get the output at pin 3. Then pin number 4 and pin number 5, these are 0 volt. It means they are supposed to connect with ground. They are supposed to connect with ground. Fine. Then pin number 7 over here is the second input, and pin number 6 will be the second output. Fine. So here basically what I am going to do, I'll be connecting the microcontrollers over here, that is to the pin number 2, because I'm having microcontroller. Okay, basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to control the DC motor. When I'm saying controlling, it means what? I'll give the rotation to this particular DC motor. Initially I will rotate the motor in a clockwise direction, and then I'm going to rotate this motor in an anti-clockwise direction. So while doing this particular thing, we'll be having the sequence like the first motor will start, so that is the start of motor, then I'll be having the delay. For some time the motor will be in the running condition, then I will stop the motor, then again I'll be having the delay because I need to have for some time that motor has to be stopped position. Then I will okay, when I start this motor it will be, let's say, in the clockwise direction, then again I'll start the motor. However, at this particular time this will be in the anti-clockwise direction, then I will have the delay, then I will stop it again I will provide the delay, and then the entire cycle will be continuing from this particular point. So this is the basically sequence provided over here. So here as a output from the microcontroller, I need basically two outcomes. One is for clockwise direction and other is for the anti-clockwise direction. So I will be using two pins on the microcontroller. This is, let's say, this may be the pin number 1, this may be the pin number 1, and this may be the pin number 2. So these two pins I am going to use on the microcontroller, and these two pins will be connected to the first input 1, and another pin 2 will be maybe connected to the pin number 7 of 293. Okay, then at point 8 we will be having the supply which is given to the motor. Now as I said earlier that the motor is of 12 volt DC, it is a 12 volt DC, so I'll be giving plus 12 volt DC supply over here to this pin number 8. Okay, so as I shown over here, I'll just repeat the things again. At point number 1 I'm going to give a plus 5 volt, then 2 will be the input, 3 will be the output, 4 and 5 will be the ground pins, then 7 will be the input, 6 will be the output, and then 8 will be 12 volt supply, which is the supply of motor required. Okay, then this is the one side where I am using 2 inputs and 2 outputs. Right side also will have the 2 inputs and 2 output. If you see the configuration, it is one and the same on the right hand side. However, these pins I am not going to use on the right hand side. I will be using only one pin on the right hand side, that is something with the pin number 16. Now in the pin number 16 I am going to give again a plus 5 volt supply. I will be giving the plus 5 volt supply over here. Okay, so that is how you are going to have the connection. In the next video I'll show you how to actually connect these particular connections in the hardware, okay, in the electric hardware circuit. So as I said, the pin number 1, okay, I'll just erase the things first so that it will be clear for you. Okay, so this is the what you can see the sequence which I explained you. I will show you how to connect the motor and the microcontroller through this particular L293D. Okay, fine. Assume that I am having a motor over here. This is the motor which has two terminals. This is the shaft. This is one terminal. This is the another terminal. Basically, this is the DC motor. This is the DC motor, 12 volt. So it has positive and negative. Okay, plus minus maybe. So what I am going to do, that from pin number 1 supply will come over here. From pin number 1 output of this is the microcontroller. Okay, microcontroller. So pin number 1 of a microcontroller will be connected to the pin number 2 of the LED 293D. Okay, here is the supply here, and pin number 2 will be connected over here to the pin number 7 of L293D. So that is the second input. This is the first input. Fine. So from microcontroller, whatever outcome has come, that outcome I have given to the two inputs of the L293D. Fine. Now obviously what I am going to do, I have to give the output of this L293D to the motor. So what I will be doing, I will be getting the output from the pin number 3, and one connection I will be giving to the DC motor. Okay, one of the terminal of DC motor, and the other connection or the other terminal of this motor will be connected to second output over here. Fine. So I'll explain it again. From pin number 1, supply will be given to the first input. From pin number 2, the supply will be given to the second input. Fine. And the output, there are two outputs again. For pin number 2, whatever the output is there, that is I'll be having at pin number 3, that I'll give to the one of the terminal of DC motor, and the second terminal of the DC motor will be given to the pin number 6 of L293D. Okay. Then as I said earlier, this will be connected to plus 5 volt, this will be connected to plus 5 volt, that is pin number 1, and pin number 16 will be plus 5 volt, and pin number 8 will be the 12 volt DC supply. Pin number 4 and 5 need to be connected to the ground. Okay, so that is the pin diagram of L293D DC motor driver. Fine. Thank you.